Hi viewers, greetings in Jesus' mighty name. Welcome to Nuggets of Life with Pastor Banda, and today we've got an interesting subject which I want to share with you. I'm going to talk about marks of a matured believer, and we're going to read our text from the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 3 verse 1, and then maybe we'll read through to verse 2 and 3. Here the Bible reads, "Brothers, I couldn't talk to you as spiritual people, but as worldly people, as mere infants in the Messiah. I gave you milk to drink, not solid food, because you weren't ready for it, and you were still not ready." Maybe we can just end there at verse 2. Marks of a grown Christian, marks of a matured Christian. You see, it is important to note that we need to grow spiritually. We need to grow from one degree of glory to another, from one level of maturity to another. And from the passage of scripture here, Paul is addressing the Corinthians, and he's saying that, brothers, I couldn't talk to you as spiritual people. Okay, I couldn't talk to you as spiritual people, but I talked to you as worldly people or infants, meaning babies. It is sad to note that some Christians are still babies in the spirit. Oh my God, they are still babies in the spirit. But you see, we need to grow and we need to mature. When we grow and mature, we'll be able to make an impact. As Christians, we are not supposed to be at the same level. We need to grow into maturity. And so Paul was addressing the Corinthian church as babies in the Christ, or babies in the Lord. They were babies, and he's saying that I couldn't address you, I couldn't speak to you as spiritual people, but I spoke to you as babies. You were babies. It's not a good thing to be classified as a baby in the Lord. But I'm sad that many of us, we are still babies. Okay, we are still babies. Now, what are the marks of maturity in a believer? What are these things that we can look at, which will tell us that this one is not a baby in the Lord, but he is mature? The first thing that I want to talk about here is that spiritual babies, they don't resemble Christ. They still look worldly. Okay, Paul here puts right by saying that I couldn't address to you as spiritual people, but as worldly people. Okay, now here what it means is that mature Christians are supposed to resemble Christ. They're supposed to put up a picture of Christ. The way they speak, the way they react, the way they handle things, the way they carry themselves. When you look at them, they should portray a picture of Christ. Okay, so to be spiritually mature, you need to look like Christ. Your character, and just the way you handle things, you need to come out like Christ. Okay, maybe the other thing that I want to talk about here is that spiritual people, they also possess wisdom. Okay, spiritual people possess wisdom. Now Paul here is saying that I couldn't give you solid food, but I gave you milk. Okay, milk meaning simple food. My God, simple food. Now, if you come to a level, you come to a place where you are able now to partake solid food, you are able to handle much advanced things, much higher things, it means that you have grown. But if you can't come to that level where you can handle high profile matters, then you are still a babe, or you are still an infant.